3 days before my son's regional tryout, the one that was supposed to change everything, I watched him sit on the couch, stomach in knots, running through drills in his head. Not practicing them, running them. Like if he could just get them perfect in his mind first, his body would follow. His mom asked if he was nervous. He said, "No, I'm just trying to make sure I don't mess it up." That's the moment I realized we had no idea what actually mattered at tryouts. Because here's the thing nobody tells you. Tryouts are decided before the last day. And if you understand what coaches are actually looking for in those first moments, you can stop preparing for the wrong thing. When I say tryouts are decided before the last day, I don't mean the final cuts aren't real. They are. But the trajectory, the coaching staff's first read on your kid, that gets locked in fast. And it's not what most parents think it is.
We spend months focused on ball touches, first touch precision, positioning, and coaches are looking at something completely different. I'm going to walk you through exactly what they're actually watching, because once you see it, you can't unsee it, and your kid stops practicing in a panic on the couch. Let's start with first impressions. This happens in the first 15 minutes. Coaches have 60, 80, sometimes 120 kids on a field. They've seen thousands of youth soccer players, and they can tell within the first few minutes whether your kid is going to be a fit for their system. But here's what's wild. They're not necessarily evaluating technique first. They're evaluating presence. Does your kid look like they belong there? Not look arrogant, look present, shoulders back, head up, moving with intention, not rushing, not tentative. I watched a kid at one of Dante's tryouts. Decent player, nothing spectacular. But he walked onto that field like he'd been there before. Warm-up touches, clean, jogging, purposeful. When the coach called something, he was already moving. By the 20-minute mark, that kid was getting extra reps. Why? Because the coach's brain registered, this one's easy to coach, he's coachable, he's aware of the field. That's first impression. It's 70% mental presence and 30% what your foot does with the ball in those first touches. What parents do instead, they drill rondos until the kid's eyes cross. They obsess over whether he can hit a 40-yard diagonal in the rain. What actually matters, does he show up with presence?
The second thing coaches are reading is energy management. Not is your kid fast, energy management. As in, how does he move when it doesn't matter? How does he move when everyone's watching? Can he sustain effort for 90 minutes or does he gas out at 60? Here's the subtlety. The best youth soccer players are efficient. They're not sprinting every touch. They're sprinting when it counts, walking recovery when it's safe, reading the game so they're not chasing ghosts. Coaches can see this immediately. A kid who's running around like his hair's on fire, diving for every ball, getting frustrated when he loses possession, that's low energy awareness. That doesn't understand the game yet. A kid who's moving with purpose, recovering tactically, staying calm after a mistake, that's high energy awareness. Dante had a tryout where he came out completely wired. Every touch he was sprinting to the next ball.
Within 20 minutes, he was gassed. His touches got sloppy. He made decisions he wouldn't normally make. And I'm standing on the sideline thinking, this is the opposite of what he practiced. What parents do instead, they encourage maximum effort at all times. Leave it all out there, buddy. What actually matters, teach him to distribute effort. Sprint when the ball's moving toward him. Recover when it's not. Stay calm. That's what coaches see as soccer IQ. The third thing, and this is the one that separates kids who move up versus kids who plateau, is decision-making under pressure. Not technique, decision-making. You can have the best touch in the region, but if you take 3 touches when you should take 1, coaches notice. If you hold the ball when you should release it, coaches notice. If you panic and punt it sideways when the field's open, coaches definitely notice. What coaches want to see is, can your kid read the field fast enough to make the right choice? And can he make that choice even when he's tired, even when he's being pressured, even when it's the first time he's ever seen this formation? Here's a real example. One of the rarer times Dante was in a position where he actually saw an open lane, he passed it back to safety instead of taking it. One touch. Could have been a 1v1. He chose comfort over opportunity. Coaches see that as Doesn't trust his ability yet, needs more development. That's not bad, it's feedback. But it's feedback that comes from how he decides, not how much he drilled. What parents do instead, they focus on what if he messes up. So the kid becomes conservative, safe passes, safe choices.
What actually matters. Show the kid how to read the field faster so decisions feel less risky. That's what changes the evaluation. Now the mistakes. Because there are two specific things parents do that actively work against their kid at tryouts. First, overcoaching. You drop your kid off at tryouts, the coaching staff takes over. For 90 minutes, your kid's brain is working overtime. New coach, new system, new faces, trying to impress, trying to fit in, and then he gets in the car. And you start, why didn't you move to the wing there? Did you see that open space? You passed it to the wrong foot. You should have sprinted harder on that second touch. Your kid's brain goes from 100% capacity down to, it stays at 100%, but now it's defending, explaining, getting frustrated, tuning you out or internalizing shame. The coaching staff just spent 90 minutes planting seeds, and you spend 10 minutes pulling them out. I did this, not intentionally.
I thought I was helping. But I was the voice in his head the entire next practice, the night before the next session. Not the coach's voice, mine. What parents do instead? They coach the coach. They correct form. They reinforce the right way based on what they've seen online or from their kid's club coach. What actually matters? The tryout coach is the authority for those 90 minutes. When your kid gets in the car, your job is, how did that feel? What did you notice? Not, here's what you did wrong. The second mistake, pressure. Not healthy pressure. Pressure. This tryout determines your future kind. I watched a kid at a tryout, talented kid, really skilled, and he was white-knuckling the ball. Every touch was tense, like if he lost it, something terrible would happen. Guess what? He lost it, constantly, because you can't play freely when you're terrified. And where does that terror come from? Sometimes it's internal, the kid's own anxiety. But a lot of the time, it's absorbed from you. If you're nervous about the tryout, your kid feels that. If you've talked about how important this is, how this is a big opportunity, how a lot depends on this, your kid's now playing in a cage. The best players at tryouts are the ones who've been told, go have fun, show what you can do, that's all we care about. Not, you've got to prove yourself. What parents do instead, they build it up. They make it matter more. They attach their own hopes to the result.
What actually matters? Your kid needs to know he's already enough. The tryout is just a chance to show one coach what he can do, not a referendum on his value. And honestly, that's what frees him to actually play well. Okay, so here's how this actually works in practice. Let me walk you through what a prepared the right way kid does at tryouts. And I mean the invisible stuff, the stuff coaches see. Minute 1, arrival and warm-up. Your kid gets there early, not because you forced him, but because he knows that's when coaches are watching the warm-ups. He walks out with presence, shoulders back, head up. He's done this before, mentally, even if it's his first time. First few touches, clean. Not flashy, clean. He's not trying to impress yet. He's settling in. Minute 5 to 15, possession drills. Coaches put the team through a rondo or keep-away game. Your kid is reading where the next pass is going, not panicking when he gets the ball.
Not holding it, 1 or 2 touches, then decision. If he loses it, he presses immediately. No frustration, no sulking. Next one, minute 20 to 40, small-sided game. Now it's 6v6 or 8v8. Your kid's tired. Warm-up was hard, but he's reading the field, moving to space before the ball comes to him. When he's not on the ball, he's watching where the open space is. He makes one perfect pass. It doesn't lead to a goal, but the coach saw it. He makes one poor decision and immediately learns from it. Next time the situation comes up, he adjusts. Minute 50 to 90, full-sided game. Your kid's legs are heavy now, but he's still here, still reading, still making decisions. When he's tired, he doesn't sprint for everything. He moves intelligently. One moment, he has the ball, there's pressure coming. He could hold it and try to dribble through. Instead, he moves it sideways to safety, shifts the field. Next play, he's in a better position. Coach sees, this kid plays the game. not just the ball. What changed from most kids? Presence from minute one, energy management, not maximum chaos, decision-making that got better under fatigue, not worse. No frustration spiral, movement off the ball. This is the invisible skill.
That's it. That's what a prepared the right way tryout looks like. And you know what your kid practiced for this? Not drills, not footwork. He practiced seeing the field faster, making decisions with one less touch, managing energy so he can think clearly, handling mistakes without a spiral. Here's what I've learned. You can't drill your way into presence. You can't drill your way into energy awareness. And you can't drill your way into calm decision-making under pressure. But you can prepare for it. And there's a difference between practicing the right way and practicing the wrong way. The wrong way, hundreds of touches, rondos until muscle memory, conditioning until he can barely walk. The right way, understanding what coaches actually see, practicing the invisible skills, knowing how to read the field faster, knowing how to make one good decision instead of 3 desperate ones. The good news? You don't have to figure this out alone.
Reassuring. I created a quiz that helps you figure out exactly where your kid is with tryout readiness. It's not about technique. You already know if your kid can kick a ball. It's about the invisible stuff. Presence, energy management, decision-making under pressure, the stuff that actually moves the needle with coaches. The quiz walks through real scenarios. What happens when he gets tired, how he handles a mistake, whether he's reading the field or just reacting. And at the end, you get personalized feedback on where to focus your energy. Because here's the thing, you want to prepare the right way, not the Instagram way, not the YouTube drill way, the right way. The link is below. Takes about 3 minutes, and it'll probably change how you're thinking about tryouts entirely. Your kid's got this, but you've got to stop coaching the coach and start preparing him for what actually matters. I'll see you in the next one. If this landed for you, if you know another soccer parent who's been overcoaching their kid out of a good tryout, send them this video. That's how this grows. And hey, if you're already part of the Facebook group, you know the community gets it. This stuff is exactly what we talk about, the real, unglamorous side of youth soccer. Thanks for watching. Now go take that quiz.